and the government, they have amassed their wealth through corruption. We must be brave enough and bold enough to say enough is enough for lies, and this is the time that we are called upon us leaders to raise up and say we must support this country, because success of every Kenyan, irregardless of where they are, Mr. Speaker, sir, is a success for every Kenyan. As I sit down, Mr. Speaker, I know that there is the proposed High Grand Falls Dam. I know that they also proposed high dams, mega dams in Nyeri County that have been promised since we got independence. But the physical space that we move around, Mr. Speaker, they cannot be realized unless we embrace public-private partnership. Mr. Speaker, sir, my request to my colleagues, my humble prayer to my colleague, let us address the gaps that are there so that we can deliver what Kenyans have waited for 60 years. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is so sad that we have now an education system that will ensure an orphan gets equal opportunity, the same as a child who's been born in a rich family. But I hear, Mr. Speaker, people opposing it. Mr. Speaker, it is a high time we as leaders now join hand and say we must work for Kenyans, irregardless of where you come from. Whether you come from a marginalized community, whether you come from the Murima community, every child has a right to access education, and that can only be done if those kids who go to academies or even in the universities, they pay a little bit more than those who are orphans. Mr. Speaker, this is what the president is saying, an education system that will ensure everybody gets a light and everybody gets an opportunity, regardless of where we come from. Mr. Speaker, sir, it cannot also be the business of us as politicians. When you get sick, as a poor person, the next thing you start doing is making your coffin. Mr. Speaker, sir, we must give even those who've been born in poor families an opportunity to reclaim their life because they can access better medical services. This can only be done, Mr. Speaker, if we support Chi and Cha. Mr. Speaker, sir, I support.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Daniel Kitonga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to comment. Yeah, those are my names, Daniel Kitonga Manzo. K. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, let me say that this speech came as a requirement of the Constitution, and the President is supposed to address the two houses to the state of the nation. Mr. Speaker, quite a number of things have been said. And most important, Mr. Speaker, is the issue of agriculture. Mr. Speaker, we are aware in this country there was a big fertilizer scandal. I am in the Agriculture Committee. We followed up the matter. We brought all the evidence that there was fake fertilizer in the country. That matter has just been swept into the carpet. A solution has not been given. The farmers who lost or who are sold fake fertilizer have not been given proper fertilizer. The crop was poor out of that. And Mr. Speaker, this matter is still not settled, and farmers are not certain whether this season now, when we are doing farming, they are going to have fertilizer, which is going to make their crops do better. And fertilizers is a very, very important thing. You cannot be sure there is no guarantee, absolutely, Senator, from the government that it will be done.
Senator Kitonga,
yes.
Would you like to be informed by Senator Cherargei?
No, I don't want to be informed by Senator Cherargei. He belonged to the same lie government, and most probably he lied to me. He would not inform me.
Senator Cherargei, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, I would not wish to interrupt my brother, but Standing Order 105. You remember, for us who are farmers, it is unfair for Senator Manzo to mislead the public. Yet when this issue of fake fertilizer came out, the National Cereals and Produce Board encouraged farmers to report any fake fertilizer for compensation, Mr. Speaker. To say on the floor of the House that nothing has been done, Mr. Speaker, even if we have to bash government, let us also be fair in terms of the truth, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, the farmers in makwiny reported and none has been compensated.
Just one moment. Senator Majority Leader, what is your point of order?
I know that Senator Manzo is a member of the Agriculture Committee. You know, Mr. Speaker, there is a new trend that is emerging where politicians are becoming clickbait addicts. They want to say things just to get likes and on TikTok. Mr. Speaker, can Senator Manzo table before this House the report of their committee and the recommendations that they made, because he's a member of the Agriculture Committee on this fertilizer issue, and how he voted if eventually it made it to this House.
Mr. Speaker, I am true to the facts of the report. I'm aware it's been worked on, it's going to be tabled in this House.
Then it is you was
It is here. The report is already in this House, Mr. Speaker, and it is clear that the chairman of the committee is here is going to contribute, and you tell you. It is here. Can I allow the chairman of the committee to inform me, Mr. Speaker? Because it's just becoming a back and forth argument, yet you know there is fake fertilizer in the country and no one has ever been compensated. The chairman.
Do you want Senator Kirinyaga, do you want to inform the Honorable Senator? Give him the mic.
Yeah, the mic is there.
Next.
Mstahiki Spika, niko kidogo na shinda ya koo, kwa hivyo sitaweza kwa sasa.
Mr. Speaker, I still insist that none of the farmers in the country have been compensated, yes, and nothing has been done about it by the government of Kenya. That's supposed to be done by the Minister of Agriculture. We have summoned them several times, and they have appeared, and they say they will rectify that, yet it has not been done, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, oh yes, that's a position, Mr. Speaker. That's a position, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mundingi, what is your point of order?
Asante Bwana Spika, mimi ni naibu mdogo wa mwenyekiti wa kamati ya agriculture ambaye Senator Manzo wa Makwiny ako katika ile kamati. Anadanganya Kenya mzima kwa sababu anakumbuka vizuri wakati tulikuwa nafanya upelelezi, parliament ilifanya upelelezi na waziri wa kilimo akatimuliwa. Kwa hivyo kama alitimuliwa hakuna kitu kingine tungeweza kufanya. Kwa hivyo Bwana Manzo unadanganya sisi, na nikitaka kusema kitu kingine nataka nikulipue. Unakumbuka wewe ulienda kwa waziri wa kilimo. Asante Bwana Speaker.
I want to say that no.
Senator, one moment. The minister. Order, senators, order. Senator Mohamed Faki, what is your point of order?
Mheshimiwa Spika, nafikiri aliyekuwa senator na waziri wa kilimo Mheshimiwa Linturi hakutimiliwa katika bunge. Mswada wa kumuondoa mamlakani ulishindwa katika bunge la kitaifa. Kwa hivyo si sawa kwa Mheshimiwa Mundigi kusema kwamba alitimuliwa.
Minority Leader.
Angalia Hansard.
Minority Leader, what is your point of order?
Asante Mstahiki Spika. Kwa hoja yangu ya nidhamu ni kwamba aliposema kwamba Maanzo Senator Maanzo, wajua kuharibiana majina ndani ya bunge saa nyingine Wakenya wote wanaangalia. Heshima lazima tuiweke mbele. Lakini ikiwa tutaketi hapa na kuanza kusema maneno ambayo baadaye yataweza kuleta kashfa, nikizingatia kwamba ndugu yangu Maanzo yeye kila asubuhi yuko kwenye maruninga, kwa hiyo itakuwa si heshima kwa jina lake kuharibiwa namna hiyo. Nataka kuuliza tu ya kwamba kama alivyosema ya kwamba nataka kutoboa siri, ya kwamba mimi nataka kutoboa siri, alafu akasema Maanzo alienda kwa waziri, hiyo ni kumaanisha nini? Anaweza kufananua?
Senator Mundingi, lazima ufafanue matamshi yako.
Mimi ningetaka kusema mimi nilikuwa mwenyekiti mdogo wa kamati, na kila mara kwa sababu parliament ilikuwa imepitisha na akawa karibu aweze kufutwa kazi, kila mara nikiwa mwenyekiti Manzo alikuwa anataka tuende tukakutane na waziri, lakini nikamwambia hii haiwezekani. Lakini kama haikuwezekana mimi nikafikiria Bwana Manzo alienda. Asante.
Mr. Speaker, I want to say that the former Minister of Agriculture was a member of this House, And in many times when we took him on in this particular matter, he used to get surprised on this floor as to the issue of fertilizer. And you remember the first time he denied there was fake fertilizer in the country. When we proved him wrong, he said he had been misled. And in fact, according to him, and that's why we will meet him a lot of times, even outside here, when we are taking a break, he'll say other people did this fake fertilizer and misled him. So he admitted that there was fake fertilizer in the country, and I am insisting, take your statistics. At least in Makwiny, no farmer has been compensated, and I am sure no farmer in the country has been compensated. For if any farmer has been compensated, it is with what budget? Did this house approve any budget? I can assure you, there is no single farmer who has been compensated, and therefore the government must compensate the farmers.
What is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, accuracy of fact standing order number 5. Why don't Senator Maanzo table evidence? Because where I come from, farmers were substituted with good fertilizer, Mr. Speaker. Is it in order for Senator Maanzo to gaslight the country to say that nothing was done about compensation on fake fertilizer, Mr. Speaker? Can you tell him to table evidence? Because where I come from, the government has done the necessary rectifiable measures against farmers who got a fake fertilizer, Mr. Speaker, and they did register for compensation. Can he give evidence, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, I can assure the nation and the people of Makwiny who have elected me no, and they are the ones I represent. At least for the count I represent, no farmer has been compensated. And the government does not expect good produce having fake fertilizer in the country, and then nothing is being done about it. Yet agriculture is the backbone of this nation.
Senator Maanzo, the Honorable Senator from Nandi has stood in a point of order for substantiating your statement